ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Tech Showdown. My name is Kevin, this is my co-host Teddy, and today we're doing a headset review, something we haven't done for a while now. We're checking out these guys right here. It's the Corsair Void Pros, and this is the surround model. It's got the cable attached, it's not the wireless model. So this one will be quite interesting because if you haven't noticed, my actual personal headset that I use is the previous model, these Corsair Voids here. These are the ones I've been using for, I'm not sure now, maybe 12 months now or something like that. I can't actually remember when I got these guys. See, I've been using these guys for a while, and mainly because they were just a good pair of all-round headphones. So I was very interested to check out the new ones and see how they compared to the old ones. So let's go over the specs then of the new ones then. So they're coming in with the same 50mm neodymium drivers with impedance of 32 ohms, a frequency response of 20 Hz to 20 kHz, and a 2-year warranty. So let's compare the looks of the two headsets then, because yeah, they're definitely very, very similar in regards to looks. I think if you weren't a reviewer, you probably couldn't even tell the difference. So the main thing you'll notice is that the new ones say Corsair up on the top here, so that makes them stand out. The microphone's a bit different as well, it looks a little bit different there, and the inside of the ear cups has been changed, but that's pretty much it. Aside from that, they look exactly the same. And if you think these models are massively different because one's the wired model and the other's the wireless, it's mainly just the RGB in the sides is the difference there. All of these models of the new ones and the old ones, they're all pretty much the same in terms of, well, I'm pretty sure they were all the same in terms of the actual drivers and everything else and the design overall. Just the wireless ones usually got the fancy lighting and things like that, aside from being wireless. So yeah, looks wise, I liked the old ones. I thought they were a little bit on the bulky side, but I still really liked them, and it looks like Corsair obviously likes it as well because they pretty much haven't changed anything on the new one. I suppose the volume controls has also been changed a little bit, but for the most part, it's exactly the same as the old one. However, more importantly is the comfort. So apparently the ear cups have been redesigned, although when looking at them both side by side, it's quite hard to tell. After wearing the new ones, I've noticed that the padding certainly feels a little bit different compared to the old ones. It feels a bit nicer. It still retains the mesh on the ear cups, which is really nice. That's what I liked about them a lot, that the mesh feels very nice. Though it does get dirty quite easily as opposed to leather or leatherette. So yeah, they've retained that. The padding feels a bit different, a bit nicer to me, so that's good. The one thing the old ones have and the new ones still have, which is an issue I think for some people, is that they sit very loosely. So if I put them on here for you guys, you'll see it looks quite nice, but there's not that much clamping force with these headsets. Now that's good because it makes them comfortable. You know, certain headsets that clamp really hard, you get that sort of like soreness around your ears, and that is definitely not the case here. You can wear these guys for hours and hours and hours and you'll never get that. The problem is, if you wanted to wear these out somewhere and you're walking around with them on, they are so loose that they fall off. You see, if you're walking downstairs or even when I've been at home wearing the wireless ones, walking around and I've dropped something and I've gone to pick it up and the headset's just fallen off. So that's the downside with them. And that's the same with these. Now it could just be because of my shape of my head, but it seems to be something that I've seen other people complain about as well, including Tim over at Hardware Unboxed. So yeah, that is something to keep in mind. However, it's not the end of the world. Now in regards to the headband and stuff, it sits very nicely on top of my head and it feels very comfortable overall. I mean, I wouldn't keep a headset as my personal headset if it was really uncomfortable to me. So I do quite like these. It's just that clamping force is something you're going to need to be aware of. And they also have quite a bit of adjustment as well across the headband, so that's also quite good. Now let's talk about the performance then and the sound quality itself. So the previous Voids, I would say, had a very clean sound quality. There wasn't anything particularly wrong with it. It was just good all round, nice, clean sort of sound quality to them. The Pros improved on this. So what I did is I would listen to songs or play games or watch a movie or something, and I would be using these Voids with the old one and I would listen, and then I would switch over and put the new ones on. So it's about as close of a back-to-back test as I could possibly do. And after doing that, I definitely noticed a difference between these two headsets. Apparently these new ones have been tuned a bit better. They've figured them out more and fine-tuned them. And you do notice it. Now, sound is a very hard thing to describe. I see a lot of reviewers out there have trouble in this area, and I do as well. So I would say it just sounds fuller as a sound. By comparison, the old ones sound a little bit more distant, a little bit more hollow, if you could understand that. That's basically the main difference I could say between these two headsets. The new ones definitely the pros feel, it just sounds fuller. The bass is a bit more punchy as well. So you do notice that. Now overall, I would say that some people out there might say they still lack bass compared to other headsets, which tend to be quite heavy on the bass. I honestly don't think that's an issue. Personally, I don't feel like that's an issue. The old ones were pretty good as an all-rounder, and these new ones are even better, as I was just explaining. So yeah, I don't think it's an issue at all, but some people obviously have that criticism, and as with all peripherals, what's good to me or what I think is fine may not be fine for somebody else out there or another reviewer. That's always the difficulty with doing peripheral reviews. But yeah, overall, for listening to music, playing games, watching movies, it's very, very good. I had no issues with it at all. You can use the surround sound as well if you want to, the 7.1. I personally wouldn't recommend that unless you're playing something like a competitive game where you don't care about the sound quality, because it just degrades the sound quality so badly. It just sounds so bad by comparison that I just leave it off all the time. But aside from that, yeah, it seems very well. The tuning that they've done, obviously, very, very good. And of course, you can go into software and change these things if it's not right for you. You can go around and alter it. But most people out there just buy the headset, plug it in, and off they go. They don't really bother with the software. Now let's move over to the mic quality then, because that's an issue I had with the previous one. I didn't say it was bad, the old Voids. Obviously I use a standalone microphone, so I never use the microphone normally, but it was an issue. I didn't say it was really bad, but it certainly wasn't good, that's for sure. And it felt really budget and low quality, and it's not very, like, if you try bend it, it sort of kind of bends a little bit, but not really. So yeah, not that good. The new ones look like they've improved the mic a lot. It feels better. It's actually holds its bend better. It comes with a pop filter as well, so that's quite good. A good improvement there. But as always, I'll let you guys judge for yourself. So this is unedited. This audio. This is just straight the raw files dropped into the editing program I use. So we'll do the old ones first, and then I'll show you what the new ones sound like. So here are the old Voids. They're not that good, as I said, but they're definitely not the worst mic out there on a gaming headset, that's for sure. I would say they're just okay, it would get you by if you really needed them to. Let's switch over to the new ones. So here we have the new Void Pros. As you can tell straight away, it's much better in terms of the mic quality. So good job on Corsair for improving this. They're really nice now, and you could use this for anything and it would be just fine. Okay, so that gives you an idea of the sound quality between the two. You can definitely tell the difference. These new ones, the Pros, are much better. The mic quality is much, much better over the previous Voids. So that's really good. It's good that Corsair listened to what the reviewers were saying, and it looks like they've picked up on it and they've fixed this issue with people saying that the mic quality was a big letdown with the headset. Now let's move over to the build quality then, and this is something I can really attest to since I've been using the previous model for so long. So as I said earlier, build quality wise, there shouldn't be any difference between the new ones and the old ones. It's pretty much the same design, and they've still used the same materials. It's like plastic fantastic the whole way around. Both of them just have the metal arms on the back here. So I've been using these the old previous model for about a year now, and it hasn't had any issues whatsoever. So some people, they might pick them up and say that it feels a little bit flimsy because it is so plastic fantastic, but honestly that's not a problem. You obviously want a bit of flex there, it stops things from breaking, but yeah, these old ones have been just fine in terms of build quality, and so I would assume the new ones would also be just as good in terms of build quality. So yeah, I can confidently say if you buy this headset, you should be just fine. If you're traveling, taking these with you, they should last and it shouldn't be an issue. Which brings us now to the conclusion then, and what do I make of the new Corsair Void Pros? So I think it's a worthy successor to the previous Void headset. It seems like Corsair really listened to what the main criticisms were with the Void, and instead of doing a radical change to a whole new headset, they just figured out where the previous model was lacking and kind of fixed up those issues, and that's what you get with the Pro. So it's not a majorly different headset. And if you have the Voids already, I would say it would definitely be an upgrade to go to the Void Pros, but it probably wouldn't really be worth it. However, in saying that, if you're a person out there looking to buy a gaming headset and you have the choice between the new model and the old model, I would say definitely go for the new model, the Pro. It just seems like Corsair's fine-tuned a lot of it, so that's really good. It's a good mentality to have. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. A lot of these companies will have a great gaming headset, like HyperX did with the Cloud 2s, and then they jumped a bridge too far and came out with the Cloud Revolvers, and to a lot of people, it was a downgrade in some areas. So yeah, I think Corsair, that was a good thing they've done. Definitely improved the mic, and overall, this is a good headset. I would definitely recommend it to anybody out there. This is very, very solid. Good comfort, nice build quality, definitely good sound quality as well, and a much improved mic that you can now actually use, and you could probably even like stream with this and it wouldn't be a problem or anything like that. So yeah, good job by Corsair. This is a much improved model over the previous one, and I would highly recommend it. Now, I thank you all for watching this video. Please subscribe to Tech Showdown if you haven't already, and like the video, and as always, I'll see you guys next time.